Hey, very quickly, I want to start this video by asking you please to go, one, watch this video by Brittany Page that contains very important information about the state of this country and abortion bans. We are now getting confirmation of the very first confirmed death because of abortion bans in this country, and this is in the state of Georgia. Amber Nicole Thurman, the very first confirmed victim, certainly won't be the last. These are trailing indicators that don't get analyzed for a long time. There's a fundraiser on this video. There's a fundraiser on Brittany's video. It is for the National Abortion Federation, which runs prochoice.org. It runs the National Abortion Hotline. And in this case, it could very well have saved the life of Amber Nicole Thurman, a mother and a victim of the Republican Party and the platform. The policy proposals of this draconian, tyrannical Republican Party that wants forced births all across the country. So anyway, please support the very important work of the National Abortion Federation and give to this fundraiser. Let's talk about racism in America. Let's talk about racists in America. Not a bordering state, but just a couple over, Louisiana. The hayseed, foghorn, leghorn Senator John Kennedy acted like an abject asshole to a witness. The executive director of the Arab American Institute, Maya Berry, yesterday was testifying before the Senate, and she got treated with abject racism and disrespect right to her face from a sitting United States senator, telling her you should hide your head in a bag as some kind of a Islamophobic, religious, bigoted nonsense about hijab or niqab or a burqa. I don't know where his head's at because my mind doesn't work like that. But I want to share this clip with you, and then we will talk about it on the other side that will include the dangers that are presented by this type of bigotry and the normalization that has taken place over the course of decades, but really ramped up after Trump.
According to your website, you're also, I'm going to quote here, a longtime Democratic Party activist who served as a member of the 2016 Democratic National Convention's Platform Standing Committee, close quote. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You support Hamas, do you not?
Senator, oddly enough, I'm going to say thank you for that question because it demonstrates the purpose of our hearing today in a very effective way.
Let's start first with a yes or no.
Hamas is a foreign terrorist organization that I do not support, but you asking the executive director of the Arab American Institute that question very much puts the focus on the issue of hate in our country.
Well, I got your answer, and I appreciate it. What is the, you support Hezbollah too, don't you?
Again, I find this line of questioning extraordinarily disappointing, Senator.
No?
You have Arab American constituents that you represent in your great state.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that, but my time's limited, and I apologize, but is that a yes or a no?
Yes or no question to do I support Hezbollah? The answer is I don't support violence, whether it's Hezbollah, Hamas, or any other entity that invokes it.
You can't bring yourself to say no, can you?
No, I can say no. I can say yes.
But
what I can say is your line of questioning.
Do you support or oppose Iran and their hatred of Jews?
Again, I'm going to emphasize Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, none of them is going to,
You can't bring yourself to say no, can
Sir,
you?
I don't support.
It's real simple.
Excuse me, I'm going to, if I may, as a Muslim woman, sir, I'm going to tell you I do not support Iran. But what I will tell you is that this conversation.
I'm running out of time. I'm sorry. You called our decision to cut funding. You called our decision to cut fund. Well, first, what's the United Nations Relief and Works Agency?
It's UNRWA, which is the institution that exists to provide services and aid to the nearly 6 million Palestinian refugees.
And you called our decision to cut funding for them, quote, an incredible moral failure, close quote.
That is absolutely correct. But again, I would suggest that conversation is about foreign policy.
We did that because 9 UNRWA staff members were fired for actually helping Hamas on October 7th. Isn't that the case?
I don't believe that that's correct in terms
Let me ask you one more time. You support Hamas, don't you? You support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you?
Sir,
Please.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas.
You know what's disappointing to me?
I do not support Hamas.
Bring yourself
I do
to
not
say
support Hamas.
You don't
or
support UNRWA. You don't support Hamas. You don't.
I was very clear in my support for UNRWA.
Hezbollah, and you don't support Iran. You should hide your head in a bag.
I was going to come out of the clip asking, is he stupid? He very well could be stupid. He sure sounds stupid. But for him to act as though he can't hear her say, no, plainly, flatly, I don't support Hamas, I don't support Iran, I don't support Hezbollah. After she says it, he says, you can't bring yourself to say you don't support Hamas. You don't support Hezbollah. You don't support Iran. You should hide your head in a bag, which was justifiably met by gasps in the gallery of the committee room. This is bigotry. This is hatred. This puts marginalized communities at greater risk when you conflate the Palestinian struggle and the genocide taking place at the hands of the Israeli government with supporting Hamas. Hamas and Palestinians are not the same thing. Hamas and terror are the same thing. The Palestinian people and Iran, not the same. Hezbollah and the Palestinians, not the same. But that is the goal here. It's to conflate. It's all different from me. I'm John Kennedy. I don't get this other religion. I'm a Christian. Or he says he's a Christian, while putting families and children and women and denigrating the absolute tragedy of war that's taking place at one of the Republican Party's greatest allies, Israel, because of their obsession with revelation, with New Testament prophecies of this 20th century invention that these certain things have to happen in order for Jesus to come back. So we'll keep Israel close for that reason, but we don't really have any use for them. In fact, we hate them. We blame them for Jesus' death, even though without Jesus' death, there wouldn't be a gospel. There wouldn't be a salvation message. There would be no path to heaven. But still, we hate the Jews. And they most certainly do. They absolutely do. They can say with their mouths they don't, but we can see with their actions that they do. Conflating two things that need not be conflated is illogical and oftentimes dangerous. In this case, it is. It's also bigoted and hateful and gross for a sitting United States Senator to attack a witness, an expert witness, the executive director of the Arab American Institute. Just one more, just gross, and no one's going to call him out. Republicans aren't going to say anything to him. Yeah, he did the right thing, John Kennedy. Foghorn, Leghorn McGee over here. Anyway, what do you think? I'd love to know. Did you see this? What are your thoughts? You can comment below. That'll help YouTube to share this content with new viewers. That would be great. You can also call and leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Email me daily at dollemore.com. Make sure you go check out this video. If you have an extra $5 or so, please donate to the National Abortion Federation fundraiser we're doing. It is important, and it can help save lives. I'm not overstating it. Anyway, I love and appreciate you. Be genuine. Take care of one another.